Sick.
Heat. Ugh. Never smells good when it rains in a garbage dump. That's all he's. It's like a joke in Monsters Inc. You want was it smelly garbage or wet dumpster? I forget what it is. They're odorant.
Okay, you said it never smells good when it rains, and I was about to get so mad. We talked about this, man.
It smells
it's the worms.
It
smells good.
The garbage dump when it gets wet. That's what I said.
That changes things. Yeah,
yes.
Well, that was the end of your sentence. I
said I started off with the garbage dump never smells good when it rains. That's what I said.
Nah, I said it never smells good when it rains at the garbage dump.
Ah, okay. Maybe I did phrase it that way.
My emotions wouldn't have went that way if you opened with the garbage dump.
Well, I'm glad when it's raining you can just take a walk outside the garbage dump and get the good smells that you like. But in the garbage dump, it's nothing but bad smells, unfortunately.
Yeah. The smell of scared worms.
Are they scared or are they like
invigorating?
They like happy? I thought they liked the water.
I mean, they're communicating to get out of the dirt.
Oh, why? Are they going to drown?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know worms did that. I thought they'd be fine in the mud.
Nah, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they can drown.
Oh, I did not know that. Neat. Learning all sorts of history facts. Well, welcome to Cold Hard Trash, CRT episode 98, where we learn all about the history of worms. I'm your host, Trash Can Jones.
And I'm Breeeeg.
Neat history.
So, yeah. Yeah, history. So Pokemon Champions came out. At this point in time, would have been a week and a half ago.
Yes, it did.
I am at the top of Great Ball tier with a decent win rate.
Congratulations. What's your team?
Have not played that much. So the first part that got me to Great Ball tier, I just went with a default one. The game opens up. They have you do a battle that's like, you just sort of click A to get through it.
Sure, yeah, tutorial style.
Yeah, they have a lot of tutorials in this one that tell you, about type effectiveness and like more like contact moves and stuff.
I imagine it's
special versus physical attack.
Well, it said it was like a companion to actually Pokemon World Champions, right? So I imagine they're probably like, not only for regulation's sake, but like people who want to get into competitive Pokemon, like, all right, you're going to know all the ins and outs. Like, we're going to have this be the definitive one.
Yep, that is the goal. So you go through a little tutorial, and then you go to the recruitment ranch where you pick out who you want to recruit. And then they give you some random guys after that. I think it's dependent on who you recruit. I chose Palafin because he's really strong.
Is that little dolphin that looks like a clown?
He transforms and then he looks weird. I guess you could say he kind of looks like a clown. He's supposed to look like a superhero.
It's not.
But he has a heart on his chest.
Yeah, okay.
And then it pops out. Like the whole way that it works is that it's pretty much like a normal, like maybe even slightly weak guy at first, and then you have him. You need to send him out and then take him back, and then send him out again, and then he transforms to his superhero mode. 0 to hero is his ability, and he's very strong only then.
I was thinking of Poplio,
he's as strong
by
as
the
like
way.
a legendary.
Neat.
Yes, that one. That one looks like a clown.
Yes, that one's the clown seal.
Yeah. But so yeah, he's really strong. Got him, and then just for logging in before August, you get a Mega Dragonite.
Oh, nice.
Threw it together. Mega Dragonite, Dolphin,
Hell yeah.
Aggron, Gengar, Sylveon, some other guy. I forget.
Some other guy. What's his name?
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't really use him for the most part.
Right.
I mean, it was Dragonite, that guy, Dolphin, those two. Yeah, whatever. I did pretty well with that, just to start it off. I wanted to see how far I could go without importing any Pokemon, because you could do that.
Oh, nice.
And
you
then
import them, I assume, just from your last game or from the Pokemon Home Center?
Yeah, from Pokemon Home. So there's only certain ones that can come into Champions, but You can take them from any game, put them into Pokemon Home, and then transfer them in, use them.
As long as they're available in Champions.
Yeah.
Rolls eyes.
Come on now. Really? This isn't even like one of those normal games like you're talking about. There's regulations. That's what makes it fun. The limitations.
Yeah, sure.
There are some controversial ones, like no not fully evolved Pokemon, except for Pikachu.
So you can't have no Squirtle? You got to have Blastoise?
Yeah.
Not even Wartortle? Man, that sucks.
Yeah. Only Pikachu.
Boo. Not even the other stone-specific
band.
Pokemon? That's dumb.
Anyways.
They took away what?
They took away the Choice Band, Choice Specs, and the Life Orb, which are damage-boosting items. They're significant ones, too. Life Orb is 30%, and Specs and Band are 50%. They still have the Choice Scarf for speed, but those those three are not in there. There's really just a lot of berries. There's a lot of other items that are missing, but it makes an interesting meta. You know, you don't have all the tools that you always relied on. You don't have Terra. You don't have Rocky Helmet. So
it seems a little bit more basic. A little bit more like back to basics.
Yeah, it's the classics, except it is Megas, so that's like Gen 6, but still. There's less tools available, so it's interesting to see how that all works out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But then I made my second team, which I love my fire types. So it's Mega Delphox, Ceruledge, Whimsicott, Tinkaton, Mega Glamora, and Incineroar.
I was going to say if Incineroar is on there. Nice.
Yeah, Incineroar is in the game. No Rillaboom, no Urshifu. But Incineroar's got to be there. He's a VGC Pokemon.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's literally like the mascot of it.
Yeah.
And Tinkaton, you like your little girl with hammer. Got to have the Mega
got
Bonk.
a shiny.
Yeah, especially you actually got the shiny Tinkaton into Pokemon Champions. I remember you were talking about it. You had to like evolve your whatever it was before.
Yeah, I do have it now.
Nice.
It's good. Also my Ceruledge is shiny and my Glamora is shiny. Glamora is my first shiny in Gen 9, and I just sort of bumped into it, and I was like, woo, woo.
3 of your team are shiny? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you run into like full shiny teams sometimes too. But yeah, I got my couple in there.
Yeah, Pokemon's pay to win anyway.
So they're
not really trying to rage bait
kind of. There is a question because like one of the stronger ones is Mega Floette, which you need to beat Legend ZA to get it, and that's a full price game, $60.
It's the only way you can get Mega Floette is beating Legend ZA.
Yes.
Huh.
So, that it's one of the stronger. It's like one of the top 2, 3 megas, but at the same time, like, it's not the only way to win, right? You just need to come into that having, like, you need to consider the fact that it's out there and you can still win.
Right.
By just making sure that your team could handle it.
Right.
You don't need to use it.
Yeah, it's not like an end-all, be-all type thing. It's just like, I guess that's kind of, yeah, it is a little, I don't know. I guess it's a little weird to, like, lock it only behind that one thing. Like, you're not even going to give an option to get, like, he said it's Mega Floette. So can you just get Floette, but you can't Mega Evolve it unless?
No, I guess technically Floette is also not a fully evolved Pokemon. It's Eternal Flower Floette. It's a specific one that's in ZA. It was a character in Pokemon X and Y, but it was never in battle, and there was evidence in the code that it could be distributed, and they just never did it. And then in ZA, they finally let you have Eternal Flower Floette. It's the only one that can Mega, and you can't like just use any old Floette. It has to be that particular one with that unique flower that is carrying it around.
Yeah. So. Weird, but I guess if it's not like extra broken powerful, I guess that's not like pay to win. I wouldn't say that's just like
it is really really strong, but it's honestly, It's not as bad as like having to get Urshifu or the horse in the other games. In Sword and Shield in particular, like the DLC legendaries in those games were like busted. Like you kind of needed them at some point, at least Urshifu, because it didn't take up a restricted slot, and it can hit through Protect. Super busted.
And the only way to get it is buying a DLC.
Yes, specifically DLC. Like that's different. I mean, it's not. It's the same type of thing, but like I feel like that's a bigger case of it.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, DLC always gets a little weird in games, especially with like achievements even and whatnot, where you're like, oh yeah, this is technically a part of the game, but you have to pay for more of it. It's like, I already bought the game. I have to pay for more to technically get my game. I don't know.
And I do agree with the whole DLC instead of a third version thing, but like if you're gonna complain about anything, complain about Urshifu. That's my take. But yeah, I got my team. I got 2 new Megas on that team. The other one that's really running around is Charizard Y, Mega Charizard Y. Mm-hmm. Because it gets Drought.
It's just real popular to use?
Yeah. It's the one that's like you're going to run into a bunch on the ladders, Mega Charizard Y, which is why I'm running a Rock type. That's how I win those fights against the meta guys, is I have Mega Glamour, and I just hit it with a Rock move.
Drop a rock on his ass. Put his flame right out.
Yeah, kill him.
If Charizard's flame goes out, he dies. Charmander's tail goes out.
Yeah. All's fair in Pokemon battles. You literally murder them.
When in the middle of their fighting, you just sneak behind the Charizard and pour a water bottle on his tail.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, according to like the Pokedex entries, it's always like, ooh, the fire on this thing burns to
it melts
15,000 degrees. It's like, yeah, the water would just evaporate unless you're using magic Pokemon water.
Yeah,
which you can put in a bottle.
Yeah, you can bottle up any kind of water. I mean, if the Pokemon like making water, well, I don't know, would the Pokemon making water, like a Squirtle's water gun, even be enough to put out the Charizard's tail? Then you think? If it can literally burn hot enough to melt rocks. They feel like that's water. You're right. Water wouldn't do it.
Maybe you hit it with the move. It's super effective. So something magic about it.
Something about like the Pokemon enzymes, the midichlorians that are in Pokemon blood, make the water. The Pokechlorians.
You need something like that to make any of this make sense.
I mean, we talked about the weird like the history the Pokemon goes into. I wouldn't doubt if they start writing stuff about that, like Pokemon DNA, start to explain it a little bit more, just in some weird side book.
Well, I mean, so they do have something. It's called. It has to do with like the types and stuff like that. There's something called, I think, Infinity Energy, which the Mega Stones are like concentrated forms of that. But that is what the types sort of consist of, and like what they're actually shooting at each other through these different types.
Interesting. So it's not just the element that is water or fire, but it's also the infinity energy that is within the Pokemon?
Yeah, something they brought up in like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Interesting.
To explain Mega Stones.
Yeah. I guess I can see that. Like I said, it would make sense. You need some kind of magic to make all the elements work together.
Yeah, like Doduo is a flightless bird, yet it's a flying type, and then so it's still immune to ground, and it's not just because it's over the ground. And there's moves like Headlong Rush, which is like you tackle that motherfucker, but it's a ground type move, and so therefore flying types are still unaffected. Like it all comes down to stuff like that.
Yeah, and like rock types.
And there's the anime.
It doesn't make sense.
Ignore all that.
It kind of does. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, rock types would be affected, like super affected by water. Like, if you think about like rock jets cutting water, or like water jets cutting rock, rather.
Rock jets cutting water.
Rock jets cutting through water.
In Bizarro World.
Water jets cutting through rock. Like, that's not how it's portrayed in the anime, though. It's literally like Geodude gets wet and he's like, "Oh, I'm fucked." And it's like, if a rock got wet, it wouldn't really matter that much. But if it was like special Pokemon Infinity Energy water, that would make sense. Why it's like fucking with them.
Yeah, and they have some sort of like internal like elemental thing about them.
Right. Because it's never like, oh, use water gun, and he uses water gun to like cut Geodude in half. He just like sprinkles him with water, and he's like, oh, I'm wet now. That's not good.
Yeah, well, the reason I said that the anime pretty much ignores it is because they have like the main character's Pokemon is Pikachu.
Yeah.
What happens when you run into a ground type? Oh, he just uses Thunderbolt on it until it dies.
No, remember when he fought Brock,
times.
he used Thunderbolt on the electric or the sprinkler systems, and the sprinklers went off, and they wet Onix, and then Onix got hurt. Because I guess even the water in the sprinkler systems is magic enough to fuck Onix up.
Yeah, well, so there is a move that they introduced into the games later called Soak, which turns the target's type into water type.
Whoa, interesting.
So technically, I guess that would happen. But there's like other cases of this. Like Pikachu fighting a Mudsdale, which is just a ground type horse, and it's like, just keep shooting it.
Just keep hitting it, Pikachu.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, anime logic, especially, I mean, anime logic in general is going to be hilarious, but in Pokemon it makes sense. I love anime logic when it comes to like martial arts and meathead animes. It's just like, I broke my hands every day for 10 years, and now my hands are unbreakable. It's like, you just wouldn't have fingers or hand bones if that was true. Like, they'd just be dust. But, you know.
It's the opposite.
Right, but it's the opposite in anime land, where you just keep breaking your hands, and you're like, I just keep getting stronger.
Yeah, well, in My Hero, they sort of hinted at it being a problem at some point. They never really... they never really, like, pulled that trigger. They were just like, you're so strong now that your arms can heal, even though he said that if you break your arms again, they will no longer recover.
Yeah, because they gave him, like, it was at the end of season 1, that ultimatum, like, if you break your arms even one more time, they might be fucked forever. So he starts doing the 1% into just his fingers and whatnot, and doing the full cowling 0%, 0.1, whatever.
Yeah, well, at the end of the first season, like, recontextualize, it's not that if he does it one more time, he's going to lose his hands. It's like, if you continue on this path...
Yeah,
this is where you'll end up. And then later he does something and fucks up his body again, and it's like, if you do this one more time...
Oh, he gets the actual...
for
just
real now.
Okay.
Like, this will not work. And then he goes and he does it again, and it's like, oh, well, you just trained for long enough that you're good again. Congrats.
Yeah. Congrats, you did it.
Yep. So...
Anime doesn't need that kind of logic. That's my favorite is with that is Baki. If you ever watch Baki the Grappler, it's every single character has like that amount of logic as to how they became ultra strong. It's hilarious.
For sure.
So like one of the guys.
More examples.
So one of the guys is like I think he's not the ship searching. He literally he is the hand braking guy. What he would do is like dip his hands into sand and like just like trying to hit him as hard as he can, like keep his fingers straight. And if the first time you would hit sand, like your fingers would break, but like eventually you just keep going in the sand until your fingers don't break, and then you can move on to like coarser sand, and then eventually like stones, and eventually your fingers just become so indestructible that you can like use them as knives. that's the whole thing. Like you literally sharpen your hands like knives. It's like if you just keep going, like the ridges on your fingers eventually become flattened, and then you could use them as knives. And he does like this. It's called cord cutter karate, where you can like cut the nerves of your neck with just like little slices.
Mm-hmm. It's like whoever wrote that was like, man, calluses are really cool.
Essentially,
what if everything worked like that?
Or like, I mean, One Punch Man is a great example of just like, I just kept doing push-ups until like, even though my arms were breaking, I just kept doing them till I was strong. Just 100 push-ups a day, 100 sit-ups a day.
One Punch Man also, like, he does have a superpower.
They think that's the thing. It's kind of the whole point of the manga is like people trying to figure out what exactly is his power and the theory behind it of like maybe he broke his limiter of like what a human could be or whatnot. Like, because he does have some sort of power. It's kind of an undeniable power of how strong he is. But what is it other than just being super? And how did he get it? Who the hell knows?
Well, I mean, people are just born with powers. But I mean, I did end up going down a rabbit hole on the wiki at one point. So, spoiler alert, skip, like, the 30 seconds ahead of this. Okay, ready to go. No, that it is true that he just doesn't have limiters. Or rather, his limiter will always expand to exactly as strong as he needs to be to win a fight.
Huh. I wonder
and
how
someone like steals his power, and then they like sort of both go towards infinity, and he still ends up winning.
Interesting.
Because it's his power first, or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't read up on the latest One Punch Man, but that makes sense. I kind of figured that's what it would be, just because like he just seems to keep getting more and more infinitely strong.
Yep, he's exactly strong as he needs to be. Which that's the thing. That's I think I was saying that like way before I even knew this, where it's like, I mean, he's One Punch Man. Like the whole thing is that he's just narratively going to win his fights
in one punch. Yeah,
like he's a joke character. The
that's
whole
his power.
thing is a joke. Yeah.
His power is that he will always be able to win in one punch, which then in like one of his first big fights, he wins with a consecutive series of normal punches. He uses more than one punch. It's like, all right.
There's a guy in Invincible called Two Punch Man, where his first punch is a normal punch, but his second one is like super duper powered. And he has a really hard time getting the second punch in.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... It's like if you were to just be like, watch out every time you were going to punch somebody. You just give them a warning, basically.
Well, even if people don't know, like, it's not like he shows up and announces his name like that. He just starts swinging. But, like, it's just still, like, aside from the fact that the second punch that he hits you with is, like, really strong, like, he doesn't have, like, that much extra durability, speed, strength, all that stuff to, like, actually get that done.
Right. Seems like a gun would be his biggest weakness unless he gets the second punch off as the bullet hits him. Boom! Punch the bullet.
Punch the bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't have the speed, how's he going to react that way? He can't. He sucks.
And just keeps on pumping his arms in front of his face.
Yeah, right. How's his body going to know where the second one was? Is it just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Just keep punching.
It'll work out eventually. He's not dead in the show. A lot of people die in that show.
Yeah, I imagine. I haven't watched season 2 Invincible, but I imagine after season 1, yeah, a lot of people will probably still be dying.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of watching season 4 right now.
I didn't know they kept it going. I thought there was only the 2
4.
seasons. Nice.
No, it's a really popular show on Amazon. Like, of what they have, it's like they have like The Boys and Invincible, and then some other things.
I got to catch up on it.
Vox Machina.
Vox Machina. I've never heard of that.
Vox Machina. I heard it's a like Dimension 20 campaign that they then turned into a show. So you could like watch, you could like see the podcast, listen to the podcast of them playing D&D, and they took the plot of that and then they turned it into a show. As far as I know, I didn't watch it, but it is on their front page of Amazon Prime Video. Yeah, I like Invincible. Invincible's it could be really funny, but it is very violent, as I'm sure you know watching the first season.
Oh yeah, indeed it is. Yeah, I don't look to Amazon Prime for a lot of stuff to watch very often, so I don't check up on it. I suppose I should. I got a lot to catch up on.
I have Prime, so
I have it too.
Check it out. It's part of the service.
I probably should. I started getting on the
log into it on the Superbox.
Yeah, right. I think I'm not giving them my information. I started getting the free games from Prime every once in a while, but then I just stopped because I realized like I'm never going to actually use Amazon Prime for any of my video gaming needs, regardless. Even if I get like a good deal on like a free game there, I'm not doing that.
I mean, I'll claim stuff from Twitch when I'm watching your Twitch. Just be up in the top corner, like, hey, Prime deal.
Yeah, but it puts it on like if sometimes it'll get me on like I think I got Fallout 3 on Good Old Games. That was pretty good, but a lot of times it'll just be like on their Prime gaming service. I'm like, I don't really care to use that.
Oh, I do not use that at all.
Right. So I don't really care about a free game on it. It's like Epic. I did the same thing. Sometimes I get a free game on Epic, but eventually I was just like, I'm not going to use Epic's launcher ever. It's like every time I get a free game, I have to reinstall the launcher because it's been like a while since there was actually anything I wanted. Fuck it. I'm done with your deals.
Yeah, I mean, I got City Skylines on Epic for free. Never played it. Maybe I will some point. I don't know. It was free. I took it.
Yeah.
I have to play Rocket League on there because I never got it on Steam.
Yeah, it's the old days.
I'm a fool.
I got the OG version. Rocket League doesn't exist on Steam anymore. God, rest in peace, Rocket League on Steam. Rest in peace, the gaming historian, too. I don't know if you saw or know who the gaming historian is on YouTube.
Definitely see the name. Definitely seen the name.
Yeah, he just did, like, different things about, obviously, gaming history, like different consoles and different stories behind, the stories of video games. I think I sent you his Oregon Trail documentary. He said it was, like, one of his biggest projects. It took him, like, 4 years to finish. And then once he had finished that, he kind of felt like, obviously in the void of what next. And he's like, you know what? I don't feel like I can continue on with the same passion. So I'm just closing down the YouTube channel. Got a podcast going with him and his wife talking about like funny different things throughout history. Pretty decent.
That's fun. Yeah.
But rest
Good
in peace.
Him. Leaving with his head held high.
Yeah. It was like from 2008 to whatever it is, 2026 now. 18 years. Nuts. It's crazy to just have a huge
YouTube career.
Right. A huge YouTube career you can hang your hat on. Like, he was one of the cornerstones. Like, everybody knew him. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wild to see an end of an era. It's one of those things you look back on. Like, you kind of always expect, like, oh, when's the next gaming historian video going to be up? He's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
Now he won't be.
Now there needs to be a new channel, Gaming Historian.
Yeah, right.
Where it's just a guy that talks about all his old essays.
Just goes over them again. That'd be pretty funny.
No, tries to interpret his opinions from it and stuff like that.
Just a channel about him gets super meta. What did Norman mean by this?
Like reading about Plato and shit.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Like, you got to try and figure out stuff.
Except we don't really need to recontextualize. Not like his opinions were, super held at high. He's a documentarian. Just talking about, like...
Yeah, I know, but I just like the hat on the hat.
A hat on a hat is just not only a funny concept, but a funny thing to look at. Have you ever seen a double hat before? It's pretty great.
Dude, I wore, like, 40 hats.
I do remember that one time you wore a lot of hats.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. I don't. Why not a hat for your hat? Why not make that just a fun little fashion statement? Why not get a hat for your hat? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with a hat on a hat? Tell me right now. Other than it being unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is nothing wrong with it. I think the thing is that typically you don't like it. You only need one hat to do the job of a hat. Then you put a hat on a hat. It's like, well, you didn't really need that.
Well,
but if we push it forward to where, like, that's the thing, is putting a hat on a hat.
It could. I mean, if you have a baseball cap, it's not exactly doing the job of a top hat, being all tall and stately. So maybe you need a baseball cap and a top hat,
Mm-hmm. See, you put a hood over a hat. That works. Because it's technically not another hat.
That works. That is true.
I don't know. You are welcome to wear two hats as much as you'd like, and you just keep on throwing stuff at the wall until something hits.
Yeah, right. I mean, the double lids was a real popular style. I think it was in Def Jam Fight for New York. Just wearing the double baseball cap. Maybe I could bring that back.
So you got one in the front and one in the side?
Yeah. I think it was one in the back and one on the side. Come on now. You're not wearing no forwards baseball cap. That ain't hip-hop.
True. Facts.
That's hip-hop.
I have the no-brim hat. Yankee with no brim.
No brim hat. I've seen that. It's so good. It just looks like one of those like Fez caps, but pulled all the way down.
Yeah.
Have you seen the weird trend? I don't know why baseball teams are doing it, but they have it's a trend where you can just get your favorite baseball team, but their logo is turned upside down.
I've never heard of that before.
It's going around right now. You could probably just go and find some Sox merch or Cubs merch, whatever you want, of any baseball team with their logo turned up down, just to be like, oh, this is a quirky way to do it. But I don't get it. It looks like you do that with flags when you're in distress. Do that for the Sox,
well,
because we suck.
Honestly, we should, yeah.
Yeah, but
let me get some Sox merch like that.
Every other team, why you doing that? I don't
in
know.
solidarity with the Sox.
Weird culture. It's one of those things of like, hey, maybe this is weird and quirky. Maybe the kids will like this. I feel like it's one of those
Yeah, we ran out
executive
of
decisions.
ideas.
Right. Well, how do we make some money? How do we sell the same exact shit? But different. They probably upcharge it too. It's probably like a special edition, $5 more hat. Even though they just like switch the stitching around.
Yeah, I mean, they probably should have just went with like a, one of those Oreo directions where it's like, oh, we turned the machine around and now it's vanilla cookies with chocolate filling. Oops, all berries. Oops, we printed it upside down.
Just do the oopsie move. Did you see? They actually did kind of something like that. The Ichiro Suzuki statue reveal, that kind of got big on the internet.
I heard about that where the baseball bat like immediately broke. Like it broke when they pulled the curtain off of it.
Yeah, and they had like little mini commemorative statues to hand out to everybody that came there. And so what they did was they broke the bat on all the mini commemorative statues too. Or at least they said they did. They posted a picture just being like, all right, we fixed our statues that we were handing out tonight. And it was just one with a broken bat. I doubt they broke every single statue, but it was a funny PR move.
Yeah, it's cute.
How did we get on that? What were we talking about right before that?
I mean, Yankee with no brim.
Oh, yeah, the weird stuff that baseball's doing. Just like weird half-broken stuff. The oops. They should have done that too, because I like when they do like, it's not really like alternate or whatever colors like the NFL does, where they'll have like color rush games. What they'll do is they'll call them City Connect jerseys for the MLB, and they're always so cool because they're like I said, they connect with the city. Like they're have the vibe of the city. They have a different color scheme that's kind of cool. Like I remember, was it the Padres or one of the California teams had such a cool jersey scheme where it was like sunrise to different, like a gradient and everything. It was so like color poppy and cool. It's like, that's what I want to see out of a sports uniform. Get this fucking white and blue, red and white, like super basic, ultra modernist garbage uniforms we got. I complained about it in the NFL, and I started paying attention to baseball more because this new ABS system is making umpires hilariously look bad, and some players too, but mostly the umpires. And now I'm just watching more baseball and be like, man, these uniforms suck too. Everything's all boring and two-tone. What the hell's going on?
I feel like it's not like super modernist or anything like that. It's probably like an older style.
I mean, I guess
they
it's
only
like
have like tricolor things.
I guess it's like the coming back around. I was thinking like ultra modern, just like the sleek gray building, like everything's super clean and neat. Like old style would still have some kind of like, a little bit of class to it. Like the royal kind of numbers that have all the different kind of, notches on them. So they look a little different. This is all just like the 1 is a rectangle. The 2 is like what you would see on like an alarm clock. Like it's very basic looking. And it's like, why even do that? It's gross.
Trends change.
Yeah, it comes back around, like I said, because you're kind of right. Like, the old school jerseys were just like, whatever they could. Like, probably white T-shirts that they wrote on, like the first jerseys that they had. So, like, they probably were, like, kind of looked minimalist because they were a minimalist kind of thing. They were, like, literally ragtag thrown together. So this modern minimalist style maybe kind of harkens back to that, but it does not in the same way. It doesn't have the same heart to it because there's just, it's millions of dollars behind it. Everything's so pressed and put together. It was minimalist back then because it had to be. Now it's minimalist because, oh, why not? It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, but with like baseball uniforms, it's not the big thing with all these like minimalist styles that are going around. I feel that the biggest effect of it really comes through in like buildings.
Oh yeah,
like
the big massive gray rectangle.
Yeah, just making it as like neutral as possible to make the real estate more attractive when eventually you close the thing or you sell it or whatever you want. But yeah, I mean, it does show up in a lot of other things in this, kind of the style. But like that thing, like that'll just change again,
Yeah.
Most of it's like pixels on a screen or like this year's uniforms, and the next year they'll do something else. But when it comes to the real estate, that's sort of where, because that's something that's going to be sticking around for like decades.
Yeah, it gets more. It's annoying too because they'll like knock down the older real estate to put in this newer, shittier stuff, and it's like Why are you making this newer, shittier stuff, the stuff that's going to be sticking around for decades? We had this stuff that would have stuck around for decades and like going further. Super annoying.
Yeah, but they're like knocking down a Pizza Hut for a Taco Bell type thing, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, like they aren't doing it to a Taco Bell to build a new Taco Bell. Like, that's just wasting money.
Right. Yeah, no, I just wish, especially with all the different, like, you have the opportunity, right? It's sports jerseys. It's not like there's going to be, like, architecture. Yeah, I can understand a little bit, like, you want to make it safe and, like, all these different ways. Not only safe structurally, but, like, safe to where, like, nobody's going to be offended by it, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way from, like, a big money perspective, if you're going to be the guy who's spending billions of dollars to build this building. So build it like a big square rectangle. Nobody's offended by that. It's not to any one way. It's very down the middle. Fine. You go to sports jerseys. It's fucking sports jerseys. Have fun with it. Why are we trying to go down the middle boring this way? I just sent you some of the City Connects for Padres and Chicago's last year, the Sox. Super sweet. Not saying that these should be the jerseys all the time, maybe, but like throw them as the alternate. Wear these 30% of the games. Have fun.
Yeah, garbage. I like the San Diego one.
San Diego's cool. The Chicago one's a little much just because it's like going straight to the Bulls. Like we're also the Bulls town, so it's like, all right, you can't just copy the Bulls. It's cool to do for one game to like pay homage to them, but maybe not that one, a lot of the time. But the Padres one, shit, make that your jersey. That's fun.
Yeah. Email them.
Send an email to the MLB. They got enough shit up their sleeve. They got this whole new, I don't know if you know what the ABS system is. I kind of blew by it. But they're basically getting one step away from robot umps to where now you can challenge balls and strikes in baseball.
Wow. That's new.
Yeah. It's literally getting to the point where like, oh, that's a strike. And the batter will just go, fuck you. Tap their helmet and then they'll go to the camera. And they put it on the Jumbotron. So everybody in the stadium can see it, of whether this umpire is an idiot or if this batter's full of himself. And that's it's all what baseball turned into now. Now, instead of just like, oh, we care about this game, that's all of the clips are just like, this umpire's an idiot or this batter's looking like an idiot. All the challenges.
I guess does it make the game better?
Oh, absolutely. Because it makes it, first of all, it keeps the umpires actually more honest because there's a whole lot more of a lot less, I guess, like chest puffing and like stopping of the game to try and like, argue calls and whatnot. They actually have it pretty slick because it's like, all right, strike, challenge, done. Okay, that's what it was. Like, it's a whole thing. The whole process takes like 6 seconds. So it's not super much like stopping down the game. And yeah, it just keeps everybody a bit more honest, keeps everybody, on the level. I'd say it's worked pretty well so far.
Okay, because I was thinking you put it on the Jumbotron and then you make a call and then like half the people out there disagree with you. Now everyone's mad. You don't really need to show them all that. I guess like most of them would be mad anyways, but now they just have more to be mad about.
Yeah,
it's things to point at.
As is what I say, it's nobody really has like a reason to be mad except for like the umpire or like the batter if they were right or wrong. Like it's no longer like, oh, we hate this umpire. It's like the umpires are getting pissed now that they have to keep, because the way that it goes too is that you have 2 challenges, and if you fail, like if you're wrong on one of the challenges, then you lose it. But if you don't fail, then you just get to keep it. So you can challenge, if you keep getting it right, you can challenge infinity amount of times. So basically, it's all just a guessing game of like, I think you're right, or how good your eye is compared to the umpires. So it's not just like stopping the game every single pitch. Like you can challenge infinitely. You really have to like utilize them in a very specific way. Certain people are more trusted to challenge than other people.
Mm-hmm. And then so you think that the umps like are making better calls because they know that they're going to be challenged if it's a tough one?
Yeah, absolutely. And they're backing down a lot less with like, or backing down a lot more rather with like calls that would be a little closer, because now they know like, oh, the replay is going to I don't have to be like standing on my judgment. Like I'm the one that like is the ruler of this. I know I didn't have only a half angle on that. So now we can do this replay. All right, that's what it is. Less ejections so far this year, less managers arguing about stuff, even though that's kind of what people want to see. And it's more close to the integrity of the game, I guess. If that's what we're going for, then bang on.
All right. Cool. I just figured that it would make people argue more, but it sounds like it is settling the arguments.
Yeah, I'm settling in a bit more. There's still some because they do have there's been a little bit of fuckery still. They're like the gray areas are still being like fleshed out. Because now you would think like, oh, we have cameras everywhere and all these different things. Everything's challengeable. Like there shouldn't be any more arguments. But there's still the gray areas. Umpires are finding a way to fuck around with it. Because the way the baseball rules are set, especially for like down the third base line or first base line for calling different things, like for example, the rule for check swings. Like if there's ever a swing that like goes maybe halfway, less than halfway, the umpire, he has to check with whatever base judge that the batter is like facing. So if the batter's a lefty, then he's checking with the third base umpire. If he's a righty, he's checking with the first base umpire to say like, hey, was that a full swing or was that not a full swing? And that stuff like can't be challenged. So there's still some fuckery going on with there where there's like still some judgment calls that are people getting mad about. And that's literally the only stuff that people are even arguing about anymore. So it's getting to the point where it's like, how about we just have robots do all of this stuff? Do we even need umpires? People are kind of getting towards which the MLB and or maybe even maybe just the umpires union are being like, we don't like this. Get us out of this direction. Everybody else is liking it, but we may not be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It sounds like umpiring has a strong tradition. I don't want them out of jobs replaced by robots. It's a game.
But at the same time, like if literally a robot is doing your job better and you're the only thing stopping up the game and causing arguments, then it's like maybe you shouldn't have the job. If you're the only thing that's causing problems. I don't know. I also don't want to just put a bunch of people out of jobs, but it's getting to the point where like the human error is like trying to get removed, and the humans are still being there, and the fact that they're like literally forcing errors within things.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're like working faster than the robots. You know, they're there, they make the call, boom, instantly. Only when it's challenged is there anything.
Yeah, but I mean, the robots nowadays can make calls instantly. You don't need to have the wait or anything. Like the way they have the ABS is, it's like 6 different cameras all around the ballpark that triangulate and like show you where the ball is, and it's done like instantly as soon as the pitch hits the mitt. So it can tell you if there was just a robot behind the plate, it would just be bing, strike, or bing, ball, just wherever whatever green light, red light, whatever you'd want to do for it.
Yeah, I guess if you want to install all that.
That's the thing. People are like looking at like it might not be that much, especially because when you look at how robust like the ABS system is and all like the different cameras they have for replays and whatnot, they're like, they might be kind of maybe working their way towards it. They like to do the MLB will preview stuff in the minor leagues. Like they had the ABS system going for years in their minor league feeder systems, just to like test it out. So pay attention to minor league baseball. If you start hearing rumblings of robot umps in there, if they start trying them out, you're going to see them in Major League Baseball.
All right. I will once in a while check up with the minor leagues.
Check in with the I think were the feeder team for the Sox still the Barons? I think they were like the Black Barons or something like that.
See, now we're out of my wheelhouse. I don't know nothing about the minor leagues.
No, it's the Charlotte Knights. They used to be the Barons. That's what Michael Jordan played for. He didn't play for the White Sox. He played for the White Sox feeder team because he was just not that good.
I know there's like the New Mexico Isotopes or something like that, which is a reference to Breaking Bad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but they talk about them in the show, and they did not exist then, but now they do.
That's pretty cool. New Mexico Isotopes. It's like I think there's like the I forget where it is in Alabama. There's like a space theme teamed in Alabama because there's like the NASA center there. I forget what it is. It's like the Alabama Rockets or Moon Rockets or something like that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we sent humans back to the moon, kind of around the moon.
Yeah, the Artemis crew.
Cool.
They went around. They came back. They're alive. We did it.
Yeah, that's not a guarantee. I mean, it is now that it happened, but that's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a guarantee. You say loading a gun. They're not back safe yet. Not on my watch.
Also, probably should have talked about this last episode. Happy birthday
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it is my birthday
Happy
tomorrow,
birthday, 1 week
technically.
ago and today
Yeah.
from release of this episode.
It is indeed. I did my birthday stream bonanza today where I was playing Resident Evil 4, and the water room, like it always does, wanted to fuck me around left, right, and sideways. It was not great, but I had a fun time, all things considered. Besides the water room driving me down, it was a great birthday stream. I had a fun time. Thanks for hanging out in it.
Yeah, I thought your intention was to beat the game. Like, I don't know, man.
I thought about that when I first said it, and then when I got on stream, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to try to get past the water room because I know the water room is going to be a hell on earth, especially if people are trying to like randomize through it. And then as soon as I like got into stream or got to the water room, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty ready to call it quits now. So let's get this water room done. And then that was like 2 hours later, I was actually able to fucking finish. Mm-hmm. I said it. I said it. I wasn't going to not do it.
I mean, it was kind of your downfall because I couldn't spawn in my pack of dogs and make them really small.
I mean, I guess that
was my fun thing.
That was my upfall.
I had to make all the enemies. Well, then I made all the enemies invisible, giant, and chainsaw men.
Oh, that's
invincible.
Right. I see. Yeah, no, that is my downfall.
Which is worse than the pack of dogs.
Much worse, yeah.
The tiny dogs couldn't even really do anything. They'd miss you. They'd
just
be
so
biting
tiny.
your ankles. It was my
yeah.
favorite thing to do. I forget which Resident Evil that was.
That was probably one of the other randomizers that I do. I did randomizer in 1, but I don't know. I don't remember.
It
must have been
2.
Did I do 2?
Because you went into like an office space and stuff, and it was like the cop's office and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it must have been 2 then. That's what that is. I didn't remember doing randomizer for 2, but I must have.
Yeah, it really was just you going through like desks in a police station or something. That's why I'm saying 2.
Yeah, 100% that's 2. Have I told you about the Resident Evil, like the whole like backstory of the architecture and things that they put in the game? So, like, you know, Resident Evil has, like, the trap mansion and, like, the trap police station where, like, everything's, like, you put a jewel in the eye of the statue and then it turns and that reveals a door and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's, super, super non-traditional, non-standard, especially for a police station. Like, hey, boss, how do I get to the evidence room? Oh, yeah, grab the blue jewel that's on the 3rd floor and the yellow jewel that's on the 1st floor, and then you put both those jewels in the statue's eyes, and then the statue lifts up, and then you can get to the evidence room, log that away. Like, that's horrible design. But they literally have...
I mean, for an evidence room, right? If anyone's going to try and steal evidence, you want it to be a little bit cryptic.
Yeah, I guess, but, like...
Or just have a guy with a gun there. But,
you figure that's like a place you're going to and fro a lot. It's a weird way to get there. But they have like books in Resident Evil 0, and they even mention it in, I think, Resident Evil 7 too, of this guy. I forget what his actual name is, but his whole thing is like, I love doing architecture that specifically incorporates puzzles into the architecture, and I'm so happy that the Umbrella Corporation finally sees my vision and wants me to make their mansions. It's just and eventually he ends up like getting like trapped by them and like to become a test subject, obviously. But it's just like, I'm so happy I get to put all my tricks and puzzles into this thing, my sliding bookshelves and my sliding statues. It's just this one architect that wanted to do it.
Easter egg.
I love it. And they mention it too in I think in the 7 you find like a book by a guy who was like really inspired by that guy's work. He's like, I really love the work of this architect, so I built this house in like with him in mind.
That's so funny. I love that.
It's so good. It's really sad because I'm pretty sure he's one of the Trevors. It's his daughter is Lisa Trevor, who's like one of the, not an antagonist, but like one of the main monsters in Resident Evil 0. It's very sad. Mm-hmm. One of the test subject like girl who unfortunately got tested on, and because of the test she got like stronger, managed to kill her captors and escape, and then she just lives on the grounds of the mansion, just as like one of the creepy things out in the shed. Sad story.
Mm. Well, was she good at doing the puzzles?
No, because she just stayed in her back shed. She didn't really go anywhere. But she did survive. She survived the Resident Evil whole thing. You have to fight her like in the same room where her mom is buried. And if you just untomb her mom, then she goes, oh, mother, grabs her body and jumps down a pit. And you're like, I guess she died. But then you play the Wii game. I think it's Umbrella Chronicles. And as you're Wesker going through the mansion during the events right after Resident Evil 1, you find Lisa Trevor again. And she starts fucking Wesker up. But then you have to kill her as Wesker, unfortunately.
So she doesn't survive the whole ordeal. But
Yeah, she survived the whole ordeal, you think. A little, but yeah, not. I mean, Wesker just drops a chandelier on her and then leaves, and then the mansion blows up. So you don't see her die. Maybe she got off the chandelier.
Maybe she's explosion proof.
Maybe. Who knows? She literally is like an immortal zombie monster because of the T-virus now, so who knows?
There's something like that in Dark Souls 3. So in Dark Souls 1, there's a covenant you can join called like the Dark Moon Covenant, or like Dark Moon Blades or something like that. Blades of the Dark Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And the head of the cult is Gwendolyn, which is one of the sons of Gwyn, the like original King of the Sun, or whatever you want to call him. And so you can join the Covenant. You can also go and kill Gwendolyn. Which he's like behind the wall where you like, do penance to unlock like your Covenant rewards and stuff like that. In Dark Souls 3, there's a boss, Aldrich, who's like, he's like a cannibal that just ate so many people he turned into like a pile of black sludge.
Ugh.
And when you fight him, he has like the half devoured body of Gwendolyn, who may or may not still be conscious.
Oh God.
And like, so it's like he's like using Gwendolyn's spells, and like it's kind of like, I don't know, a weird fucked up mermaid type thing, where like the lower part is this like big giant black sludge, and then the upper part is Gwendolyn. Using the spells and stuff like that. So yeah, fucked up Dark Souls stuff, yada yada yada. But it doesn't really matter if you killed Gwendolyn or not in the thing in Dark Souls 1, because either way, Aldrich either found the dead body,
right, and sucked it up. But you think if the dead body,
found the living body,
would the dead body even have like any of the magic powers still in it?
Yeah, I mean, like it's magic, right? By virtue of him having the body and like using the magic, it must have that. I mean, that's kind of like the point too of his whole devouring creatures thing, because that's like Dark Souls and consuming souls and stuff like that, and giving you strength.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever play the Souls games. I'll probably watch a lot of video essays on them because they do interest me, but the gameplay is something I'll never be able to get behind.
Well, if you can do Elden Ring,
maybe.
You're interested in Elden Ring.
Maybe that'll be like
button?
In off time. I get a jump button. I gotta play Nier Automata first, though. I'm still doing that. I gotta play that a little bit more. I gotta grind off stream before I can go back to A2 or 2A, A1 steak sauce. I'm fucking fighting.
You're fighting A2.
Getting my ass handed to me.
As to be.
Will leveling up even do anything for me? Do I gotta like go level up my weapons? Because like, does leveling up give me stats?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it just scales your damage and stuff like that.
Okay.
But you should probably go and upgrade your weapons. A2 is hard. I was not there for that stream. I ended up watching the VOD because I wanted to see you eat the mackerel, which you didn't find.
Nah, I couldn't find jackass.
She's like, okay, where she is where
I literally saw her in like the cave when I got my first like travel point thing. She's like, "Oh yeah, I set this up for you," and then I used it, and then that's when I got the email. So I went back to that same travel point. She's gone. I don't know if she's
so where she's located now is kind of where you first met her. You remember where you brought the moose, and then you found a save point right there, and then she was sitting on the ledge, and she's like, "Hey, I'm Jackass."
Yeah,
and blows up the wall. She's like standing around there.
Okay. Yeah, because it didn't give me a quest marker for it. It's just like a thing to go find.
Yeah, well, the thing is like, if you don't have it, do you have the quest?
The quest to eat the cod? No, that's what I was saying. I don't think it is a quest.
So, since you don't have the quest, it's probably there on the map as an as a quest that you didn't start.
Right, like a little red dot or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you looked through those, you could probably find it. But I just told you exactly where she is, so next time you can just go do that.
Yeah, you can go and find her.
Yeah, A2 is a tough battle.
Yeah,
I don't
real
really
tough.
think Well, also, like, you definitely have spared a lot of robots. So you would have had more experience. I mean, like an Undertale type deal.
Yeah, is that going to matter, the amount of robots I spare?
No.
Damn it.
It's not like actually like Undertale, but it's good for your conscience.
Damn it. All these robots are nice and happy. I don't want to fight any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
So, I mean, like, I didn't really kill anyone in Disneyland.
Of course
but
not.
I did kill the tank.
I did not. Because the tank didn't even come back and hurt me. Didn't even.
Yeah. But, like, I was like, I bet that thing has a lot of EXP.
Very anime,
and
though.
9S was like, let's kill it.
Very anime this game is. Got the Adam and Eve Christianity symbolism on the nose. Gotta have it. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, which you still have to watch.
I do.
Start it.
I must consume Full Metal Alchemist in some way, shape, or form.
You gots to. It's good shit. Just watch an episode a day. It's there's so much stuff we could talk about. All the different, like, just how alchemy works and all this different shit. It's so cool.
I'll start on it.
It's so good.
Now's the time I can fit it in.
There's one thing. It's not even too much of a spoiler because he's not even like a major character or anything. But the way alchemy works is you have to have your summoning circle and you have to have both your hands like for the destruction and then the creation of it because you destroy the materials that are there and then create whatever you want. It's like the whole process of it. So there's one guy who just kind of figures out because alchemy is all around the lands. He's like, oh, if I tattoo summoning circles onto my arms, then I don't need a summoning circle ever, and I can just do alchemy that way. It's fucking sweet. So cool. It's such cool innovation stuff like that.
Yeah, well, the Full Metal Alchemist himself doesn't have an arm, so they just put a summoning circle on that arm, or what?
Well, if you want, you can say it's not really much of a spoiler. In the first episode, they talk about how he knows the truth, and so he doesn't need summoning circles.
Ooh, okay. Well, now the whole thing's spoiled for me, so I'm not that interested.
It's not even that much of a spoiler. It's kind of the whole thing of like, it's not. Nobody even searches for like what it is. It's just kind of like, I think he just describes it as like he understands it, and like that's kind of. It's not even ever like brought up in the show of what it is. Or like nobody else even has it. It's just kind of like, yeah, he knows the truth, and it shows you in the first episode how he gets that knowledge.
Yeah, I feel like I get it. I don't need to watch it.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. If you're not watching Full Metal Alchemist at least by like the fucking middle of this year, I'm going to be upset. At least one episode. Watch the first episode.
I'll pick it up like this week. The original one, not Brotherhood.
No, I'd say watch Brotherhood because it's the same exact thing, like especially up to a certain point. It just stops, I think. I don't know what the seasons stop at, but after a certain point when like it diverged from the manga, that's the only part it gets different. The art is way better. The story is pretty much exactly the same. The characters are almost exactly the same. Like the arcs aren't different. They don't go to like different places and do different things. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Except for when it gets to that divergence
honestly,
part. It's not.
I might just watch the original.
It's not worth it. It looks worse. It sounds worse. The characters are done
I've heard
worse.
differing opinions, and I feel like I couldn't watch Brotherhood first and then watch this one.
I don't know. I feel like when you watch the original and then you go and watch like 5 episodes of the original, then watch the first couple episodes of Brotherhood, and then make your choice. I'm telling you.
I told you before, like I have my whole complex about Full Metal Alchemist, where I want to like actually experience it how people did at the time.
Right, and I've told you how that's going to be like a 4-year endeavor that you're never going to start on. You just keep saying, "Man, that's going to take a while."
I'm not going to read the manga, but I do want to start with the original.
Fine, start with the original. I will say the original first episode is a little bit better than the Brotherhood first episode. Just like the first, how they introduce Edward and Al. That's a little bit better, but beyond that, I think Brotherhood is 100% just the definitive one. But to each his own.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
To each his own. Yes, indeed. To each his own. To each his own podcast. And thank you for choosing this podcast, Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 98. We appreciate you listening in. If you enjoyed what you listened to, be sure to leave a 5-star review. We would appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, leave a comment too. Why not? Give us any kind of engagement. Be sure to tune in next week for another rousing episode. We're going to have it's going to be 99 and 100 next week. So, or that's what we're recording next week. So in 2 weeks, it'll be 100. Episode 100 is going to be huge. We'll make it huge if it's not. We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till next week. See you later.
Great. Peace.